There you go.
I found this thing today that was I was researching. I put it on the Reddit. I was researching how to exactly smoke crack cocaine, like how to actually make a crack
Yeah, you
pipe.
were research after you watched the anti-Semitic child porn
That was a couple
documentary.
days ago. Yeah.
Then you were like, "How do I smoke crack?"
Well, apparently it's more involved than you thought because
Smoking crack?
well,
I
obtaining
think
a
it's the most involved thing you can do.
obtaining a crack pipe.
I
I'm
think
saying.
it is the most involved.
Well, you hear about people.
activity.
You hear about people like snapping car antennas off and just firing up a rock.
Never heard that.
That's what people used to do back when they had like the pull up car antennas. They'd
Yeah,
snap
yeah,
it
yeah.
off. So there was this. I like.
Damn, I miss those antennas.
Well,
You don't see those anymore. It's too bad.
they're gone, dude. People were blazing too hard
Yeah.
with them. But apparently that's what the gas stations used to sell roses in a glass tube. So the idea was to take the rose out, fire up the crack pipe. But you have to get a Brillo pad first, tear it up into little pieces, and you have to torch the Brillo pad, and it burns off whatever's like the chemicals are on it, because you don't want to be taking in too many chemicals when you're smoking crack. And then
Yeah.
you stuff that in. So you're kind of like melting the crack onto the Brillo pad, then heating up the res again. That's like smoking crack's kind of tough. But there was guys talking about smoking out of a light bulb. You can smoke crack out of a light bulb, metal pen, tire pressures, dude. And it was like a community of like crack smokers. Like, no, check out this way. This is kind of
So
cool.
why can't you just get a pipe? I know they're
Like a
illegal.
bowl?
They're illegal, right?
Like a crack pipe.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, it's
Obviously
anything.
it's illegal, but
Anything can kind of work for it though. So it's like that's
can
why
you just go to a head shop and buy a bowl?
that was people were like, I just use a chillum specifically because chillums like the one hitters are pretty much like a crack pipe, but you got to have that screen. Because like a bowl has a hole, but you need like a Brillo pad or some sort of porous thing to absorb the residue. Because
Okay.
if you fire up the rock directly, you're missing a lot of that good crack. Apparently.
You're missing the good crack.
From when I'm. But the funniest part was I'm trying to like,
All right.
I was trying to portray like a realistic dude smoking crack, and I read Arrowhead to figure out like what drugs do to people, because I've never smoked crack, but I'm reading about this. I'm reading all these accounts of like people, blah blah blah. There was a guy who went to Medellin. He was in Colombia, I think he's in.
Yeah.
So he's in Colombia. He meets up with this. He's a Swede. He meets up with an Aussie. So he's writing this account of him smoking
Medellin.
crack in broken English. So this guy
Wait,
bought.
a Swede goes to Colombia.
Dude, Swede goes to Colombia, and then he meets up with an Aussie who buys like 10 grams of cocaine off this guy.
An Aussie.
And Aussies love cocaine. Further proves my theory. If you
Really?
travel with an Aussie, dude, they'll grab blow. It's all the fucking criminals from Europe.
I know that.
Of course they love fucking coke. Come on. And then so
A
like,
bunch of Irish.
yeah,
That's where the Brits were sending the old
exactly.
Irish.
But the rowdiest of the rowdy too.
Yeah.
The rowdiest rowdy pipers, dude, went down there.
The rowdiest. They went down there and killed all the kangaroos.
So this guy's writing a first-hand account of the time he was trying to defend crack use, being like it's a mystical drug. You have to be mentally strong to handle it. But what happened was he was hanging with an Aussie and then met a shaman in training who was just this hippie floating around this place in Colombia. And he told these guys, he was like, "You guys have coke." He's like, "I'm gonna make you like an ancient ritual that we do down here."
Yeah.
And he just made crack. He just put in baking soda, heated it, and like he put it in a little thing. And this dude, the Swede, was like so into smoking. Like it's funny listening to his account because he's like, they kept telling me to calm down, but like I was just on another level. And blah, blah, blah.
They tell me to calm down several times, but I smoke crack. Yeah.
So he's doing it, and he's like, it's not even addictive. Like I just because he's calling them sessions when he does it.
Schnorgen, schmoggle, I have a coke.
So he's fucking smoking crack with this guy. They're like talking about like life and like when you get really stoned and you have like awesome ideas. And he's like, but the trouble is they go away from me, so I must record myself. So it ends with this guy. He's like smoked crack a handful of times, but he's got it all under control. But his idea is he has to get this is how old it is. He has to get like a video recorder so he can like smoke crack again and then videotape all of his ideas because he's like, I can't remember any of them.
Yeah.
So it ends with him like, I can't wait to get this video recorder. I can't. It's like 2001. So I was trying to find out like what happened to this guy, but I couldn't find him. But it was just such a funny thing to like. This guy was defending crack use, being it's actually, you don't know this, it's a sacred sacrament in shamanism.
in
So
Australia.
this crackhead shaman was like, nah, dude, this is a fucking. This guy thought he was doing like a sacrament, and now he's just a crackhead filming himself on like crack rants, being like,
Holy shit.
it's probably where the Pizzagate too came from, dude.
You think?
It could be. There's a
actually
guy
makes
somewhere in
sense.
Sweden smoking crack and recording all of his thoughts and being like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude! Oh,
Those
fuck
the
yeah."
Jews?
That made me laugh so fucking hard for that guy. Just for someone being tricked and writing his thing as if like, no, you guys have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, that's. I mean, an Australian tricking him into it is pretty great.
Well, the Australian had the coke. It was just some random dude.
Oh, it was just a
some
random
random
guy
wayward.
in Colombia.
some weird dude who was just like, I'm a shaman in training and this is what we do. And he just tricked him into using their coke to smoke crack. It turned this guy
With pure Colombian cocaine crack. Dude, that
They
guy
had
must
10
have been dead.
He said they went through like 3 grams the first night of smoking this shit up. And it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. That's just the
wild.
funniest. That was cracking me
Dude,
up.
it was cracking you up. It was cracking you up. There you go. I had to say that to you twice.
I was like, yeah, Shane, that's what I said. But yeah, that was my fun thing I
I've met
found.
a lot of people that have smoked crack.
Really?
Yeah. A lot more people than you think that like have like done it once.
Yeah. I mean, dude, a lot of people who have done coke a lot have blazed the rock. I hung out with a guy in New Orleans who claimed to have accidentally smoked crack. And it
I've
was like,
hung out with
sure.
several people that have like, yeah, I've tried crack.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
If you do coke hard enough, dude, crack's just around the corner.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, man.
party time, dude.
Get ready.
That's party time.
Smoke that
What do you
crack,
mean,
dude.
get ready?
Smoke that crack.
Get ready.
That's not for me. I don't think I'd like it.
Yeah, I struggle with weed.
Yeah, imagine
Weed is
smoking
like,
crack or the aftermath of being like, "Fuck, I smoked crack."
I know the come down for me off of like 6 Bud Lights is like, I'm a fucking loser.
Well, yeah,
can't
apparently the suicidal thoughts come hard after you blaze a hot rock. So get ready
I bet.
Yeah,
And somewhat deserved.
yeah.
I bet you're like,
It's just
man,
it's just
I can't
such
believe
a
I just did crack.
it's a dirty sounding drug.
I remember Dare. I was in class.
I used to laugh. My Aunt Marcia, she smoked crack. No, she was talking to my mom when like a girl got caught like a long time ago, and her oldest daughter was in school and like for smoking weed. Some random girl in the school got caught smoking weed. She told my mom like, I didn't know people even smoke weed anymore. And that's almost how I felt about crack. I was always like, oh, she doesn't know anything. But today I was like, damn, people still smoke fucking crack. I was walking my dog today looking for little crack pipes and shit.
Really?
I saw a little thing and I was like, that's just an empty pen.
That's
Fuck.
crack.
It's like someone could have smoked crack out of that. You can smoke crack out of anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I think our listeners needed to know that. So the Jews did Pizzagate, and you could smoke crack out of anything.
Yo, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell.